reviewing 28 Years Later. Yes, 28 Years Later follows, of course, 28 Days Later, as well as 28 Weeks Later, and it's the start of a new trilogy in the 28 franchise. Directed by Danny Boyle and written, of course, by Alex Garland, the pair team up, of course, for this new movie. Starring Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Alfie Williams, Ralph Fiennes, Jodie Comer. This is a true spectacle that I very much enjoyed, but also appreciated the art behind it. Of course, this is 28 years later, so a long period after the the events of obviously Days Later, and of course the virus spreading, and it very much picks up from the beginning of what happened in 28 Weeks Later, where at the end of that movie the virus actually spread to Europe, but we don't actually see that, and it's very much now back contained in Britain. And this takes place up in the Scottish Highlands, up in the north, there's this community that's very much found themselves. They're on an island, so they're very much away from the mainland. They've got a lot of things up and coming in their little civilization they've created, and it's a really inspiring story. And of course they have to travel back and forth the mainland, as part of getting items, foraging, and all of that, and surviving, and just scoping out the area to making sure that they can continue to live on. And the story starts with Aaron Taylor-Johnson, of course, taking his son Alfie Williams, who was fantastic in this film, and I can't wait to see him in the second one. But he basically takes his 12-year-old son out over to the mainland for the first time, and of course they confront some zombies or some of the infected over on the mainland. A truly spectacle film, which is actually filmed with a principal camera of an iPhone 15 Pro, which is something similar to what I use for my YouTube videos, which is crazy. But they have used the iPhone as a principal camera because it's a very small camera, of course, and it goes back to the roots from the first film, which just completely used a very much Sony Handycam that was consumer level, that anyone could just buy in the shop. Really good story though, very amazing. But what surprised me the most about this film, which didn't come across in the trailer, was the actual cinematography in the movie was exceptional. Costumes brilliant, all of the prosthetics were amazing. Of course, because Alfie Williams was actually a child and a minor, a lot of the zombies and stuff were actually naked, but they used prosthetics to comply with laws that they had to, with obviously children actors and stuff like that. So that would have cost a lot more money of the budget to do, and rather than some people would have just changed the story. But I'm glad they went down that route. Really inspiring story. Very interested now to see the next one, which is only coming out in January 2026. So awesome stuff that is not that far away. But rating the movie then, I actually gave it a 4.5 stars. One of my favorite movies, not just of the entire year, but also the entire franchise. I really enjoyed 28 Days Later and of course 28 Weeks Later, but for me 28 Years Later comes out as a really good follow-up to those two, but also the start of the next trilogy is off to a winner. Have you seen 28 Years Later? Let me know in the comments down below.